Quasi here, and in this video, I want to teach you how to activate outer intention through creating your own personal balance. Before I begin this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you're interested to win this copy of the book in the ebook format, just comment Life Mastery down below, and at the end of the week, we're going to announce one winner to get this book for completely free. It's around $12 on Amazon, but you can get this for completely free if you just comment Life Mastery down below. Also, I'm excited to announce that the free one-to-one consult for the Reality Mastery program is still open. If you want to know how to get this free consult, just wait till the end of the video on the announcement on that. Now, in this video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about outer intention, whatever that means. So this idea comes from a book called Reality Transurfing. If you haven't read this yet, I highly suggest you do so already. It's around 800 pages and can get very difficult to decipher. That's why I'm sharing some of the ideas here and also how I've applied these concepts in my personal life. So essentially, this is the quantum model of viewing reality and how the events occur in it, written by a Russian quantum physicist called Vadim Zeland. And he had a series of epiphanies that led him to becoming an esoteric teacher of these esoteric concepts and really just dive into metaphysics from being a quantum physicist. The idea of outer intention comes from this book in that there is intention in two forms. There is inner intention and there is outer intention. Inner intention is defined as whatever is your personal intention, whatever you do in order to get to a goal. So inner intention is defined as the resoluteness in your decision to act and do something. Outer intention is the resoluteness in your decision to have something. It doesn't matter how you have it, whether you act or not, somehow it just comes to you. And it's complete certainty in your decision to have this. It's very difficult for people to achieve this level of certainty, and that's why it doesn't happen. It's almost like, Jesus used outer intention to walk on the water. He never had doubt in his mind for a single second that he would sink to the bottom. He just walked on it. He had complete certainty that he would do it, and as a result, he did it. And that's exactly how outer intention works. So now, really understanding that idea, if you want to understand it further, click up here for a video on inner intention versus outer intention and the differences between the two. But essentially, all you need to know is outer intention is the most powerful force there is in manifesting your reality. Anything that happens in your reality happens as a result of outer intention. Taking action is just an illusion that creates reality. And why this is an illusion is because two people can do the exact same thing and can get completely different results. And you might be saying, oh, they didn't do it exactly the same way, so they didn't get the exact same results. And maybe that's true, maybe not, who knows? So now I want to talk to you about creating outer intention in your life through a more advanced method. And what this means is, we're going to learn how to create our own personal balance so that outer intention can be activated for us and we can begin to utilize it in our lives right now. So how we're going to do that is through understanding the balance between desiring something and completely detaching from something. So the balance between desire and unattachment, rather, not detachment. Detachment is completely different from unattachment. So understanding how to create balance between your desire and being completely unattached. Because most people, most law of attraction people, they talk about, oh, you must just let go. Just let go and completely unattach yourself from the outcome. And for a long time, I've wondered what that means and how I can apply that in my life. And I've had a lot of trouble really digesting it and applying it in my life. So I just never could grasp the idea of, well, if I just let go, how is it supposed to manifest? How is it supposed to manifest? I have to take massive action and then it'll manifest. And again, that's just a limited paradigm of thinking because of what we've experienced up until this point and what other people have told us and what other common beliefs are. In accepting that concept and that idea, we need to know that we need to create balance between desire and completely being attached. Because if you're too attached to something, then you just end up resisting it. If you're too unattached from something, then you just end up not getting it at all. So what creates this balance between the two? And that's exactly what we're going to get into today. So what I want you to really ponder is getting to your goals. Do you think it's a sprint or a marathon? I want to ask you this right now. Do you think getting to your goals and manifesting whatever it is that you want, is it a sprint or is it a marathon? Just take a few seconds and just think about that. And if you answered that it's a sprint, or if you answered if it's a marathon, then you're incorrect either way, because it's both a sprint and a marathon. Like, the goal of this race is to get to your goals as quickly as possible, but also at the same time not resist the world in getting there. So get to it as quickly as possible, but also finish the race. Get to it as quickly as possible without burning yourself out and without burning reality out. And when you end up resisting it and when you try to get to it too quickly, then again you're creating problems, because now reality won't let you get to it too quickly because it has its own plans, you see? So that's why you need to understand the balance between the sprint and the marathon as well. It really is like desire and unattachment. If unattachment is the marathon, then desire is the sprint. Now, I want to ask you, when do you think you have too much desire? And if you're even aware of this too much desire and too much unattachment. Because a lot of people don't know how to create their personal balance because they don't know when they're too desired or they're too, surrendered. And there needs to be a balance between the two. So in ancient yoga, there is this concept of vairagya and abhyasa. If you didn't know what that is, it's basically from a book written by Patanjali called the Yoga Sutras. Around 1500 or maybe 3000 years ago, this book was written by this guy. He's a complete genius. And he's so genius that people think now that the Patanjali Yoga Sutras was written and Patanjali himself is a collection of authors, not one person, because he's just so genius that, they say even the gods were jealous of him. Really, what he wrote about was the concept of abhyasa and vairagya. And he said that in order to get success with yoga, or in any field of your life, you need to learn to balance complete desire, which is, I think, abhyasa, with vairagya, which is complete surrender. You need to take action without needing anything from it. You need to be completely disciplined without trying to force a result or, waiting for a result to come. And just get fully immersed in the process. The one way to do that is to get fully immersed in whatever you're doing. If you get fully immersed in whatever you're doing, you're taking action disciplinedly, but at the same time, you're not needing anything from the action. So there is no desire for the result. But at the same time, there is surrender. There is no desire, there is surrender. There's that perfect balance that you create between abhyasa and vairagya. That's exactly what we're talking about now. And most people fail to do this because they don't know when it is they need to surrender and when it is they need to amp up desire or intention, if you will. So now I want to ask you, when do you think there is too much desire in anything that you're doing? Just think about that for a second. When am I putting in too much desire to achieving my goals? And how will I know I'm putting in too much desire so I know when to let go and let it manifest? And the key here is, whenever your state of being is affected by the withdrawal of that thing, that's when you know your desire is too high. So let's say you're trying to manifest a certain thing. You're expecting something from reality, right? Let's say you're expecting a certain job. Let's say you applied for a few jobs and you're expecting a certain result. Whenever, you start to visualize, you start to act as if, and you're like, oh, this job is already in the bag, I got it already, this is happening for me, blah, blah, blah. And you're completely confident that it's going to happen. For some reason, it doesn't happen. And now that it didn't happen, they decided to go with some other employee rather than you get completely destroyed. The fact that you feel completely destroyed means that you were attached. You had too much desire. That's when you know you had too much desire. When that thing that you're expecting to happen doesn't happen at the time that you're expecting it to happen. That's when the desire level is way too high and there is too much attachment. So whenever that thing that you want gets withdrawn from you and you feel a depletion in your state of being, you have too much desire. And that's how you know when you have too much desire. So that's the first thing. The second way to know is that whenever you're putting in too much action, you're taking too much action, and you just keep hitting a wall despite your best efforts, that's when you have too much desire. Despite your best efforts, if you keep hitting a wall over and over again, day in, day out, and you just keep taking action, it's just insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. At that point, you either need to do something completely different, and under that comes surrender. Just let go of it and let it come to you. Let ideas come to you. Let the creative juices flow again. Just rest and just take a step back from this situation. Really start doing that, and you will see that answers, if you just let go at that point, answers will just come to you. And if you don't know how to let go, click up here And I've made a video that explains the process of surrender in a more detailed manner. If you haven't checked that out, definitely click up here because it's definitely going to help out. So essentially, when you have too much desire, you will feel, feelings of fear, doubt, etc., etc. You'll feel all of these attachment feelings, like something has been withdrawn from you. And whenever that thing that you want and you're expecting gets withdrawn and you feel a depletion in your state of being, that's when you know you have too much desire. The key is to know it before that even happens so you can actually manifest that. So the key is becoming okay with it either way. The key is being okay with the result either way and just being fully immersed in the process. You're applying for jobs, you keep applying for jobs, keep immersing yourself in the process. Whether it happens or not, completely irrelevant, because ultimately whatever it is that you want will come to you. The perfect job that you want, that your heart is aligned with, will come to you. Whatever is yours will eventually come to you anyways, without any sort of insistence on your part. So that's the first key. Knowing that whenever it's withdrawn, your state of being is affected, that's when you know desire is too much. Second one is, despite your best efforts, despite all the massive action you're taking, you just keep hitting a wall. That's when you know desire is too much. Now let's talk about when you're unattachment and you're too surrendered. How would you even find out that? Like, when am I too surrendered? Well, the answer might be obvious to you. So essentially, whenever you're not taking action for a long period of time, and as a result of not taking action, you feel feelings of depression. You're feeling feelings of despair, and you're like, oh, what's the point anymore? Whenever you feel these feelings, you're too unattached from anything. There is no involvement. It means that you need to get involved in something. You need to start working on something, or else your life energy doesn't get activated anymore. There is no energy anymore. Think about it when you have a goal that you're really excited about versus when you don't have a goal at all. It's just like you completely give up on it, and you're like, oh, what's the point of life anymore? There's nothing to work towards. Might as well leave now. That's when you know that you're too unattached. So in instance, when I'm working towards a goal, whenever I'm feeling the urge to get back to work, that's when I know I'm being too unattached. Whenever there's the urge to get back to work, that could be whenever you're too unattached, but the surefire way to know is that if you've been getting no results from it and you want to get back to work, then you're feeling too much desire. Because now you really need to surrender, but you can't surrender because you've become a workaholic and you just want to keep hitting this wall. So just let go for a while and just let it come to you. So the surefire way to know whenever you're too unattached is when you don't have a goal in the first place. Like, if you're not working on something, you're not working towards something, you've just completely given up on the goal and you feel a drainage in your intention levels and your intention energy. So there is nothing left to work with anymore. So the feeling of despair and the very act of not taking action for a very long time and working towards anything, whether it be self-improvement, whether it's something that's extracurricular to your 9-to-5 job. The reason why people get really drained by their 9-to-5 jobs is because there is no other goal there in the first place. They think, this is it. This is where I'm stuck. There's no purpose there. That's why people need a purpose. A purpose sets you up for a goal, a very long-term goal. And that'll help you revive the energy of intention and start working towards something every single day. Create something beautiful in your life. This is your birthright, the ability to create something. And that's when you'll know when you're too unattached. And now, just to conclude this video, I want to share with you a key idea that I really want to hammer home, which is that don't work on desire or unattachment. Instead, notice that the sweet spot is in intention and detachment. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference between detachment and unattachment, Quasi? Well, here's the difference. You want to be detached and not unattached because detachment is conscious unattachment. Unattachment is just unconsciously unattachment. Like, oh, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know. I just give up. But detachment is like, okay, doesn't matter if it happens or it doesn't happen. Things are good either way. The process is in the right place, it's eventually going to happen anyways. Intention versus desire. Desire is like, I want. Intention is like, do. Okay, I will have. Just keep doing right now. I will have. It'll come. It'll eventually come. And, this is the sweet spot that you want to hit. You want to get into intention and detachment instead of desire and unattachment. And with that, I conclude this video. And I sincerely hope this helped. If it did, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified of any new video that I put up. Also, I'm excited to announce that I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I'll be sharing all of this kind of stuff. So make sure you take advantage of this Facebook group where we have great members sharing great value. Just click on the link in the description below to join the Facebook group, and I hope I see you there. Also, as I mentioned before, the Reality Mastery Program is open for enrollment. And if you didn't know what the Reality Mastery Program is, it's essentially the most powerful paradigm of manifestation. See, what I found in my personal life was that whenever I shifted into the version of myself that achieves something, the version that's fit and worthy to achieve something, I got that exact thing. No matter how much I focused on the goal, it never came. But when I focused on becoming the version of myself that is fit to achieve that goal, I got that effortlessly into my life. Like I attracted that into my life as a virtue of becoming. When I wanted my dream partner, I focused on becoming the attractive version of myself, and then I got her. When I wanted to quit my 9-to-5 and take my passion full time, I focused on becoming the entrepreneur version of myself, and then I got that. When I focused on being the fit version of myself, I attracted my dream body. When I focused on becoming the socially adept version of myself, I started getting friends and becoming popular in school and in college and wherever it is. I started making more friends and I got rid of my social anxiety. All of this is possible for you as well because I've helped my clients do so. And if you've been stuck in the same reality over and over and over again, and it feels like Groundhog Day every day and you can't seem to break free from patterns, maybe it's time to shift your reality completely through shifting yourself at the core. And that's exactly what the Reality Mastery Program helps you do. So if you're interested, definitely schedule your free one-to-one consult with me right now to see if you would be a right fit. And what we're going to be doing is taking around 45 minutes to an hour long to diagnose your current law of attraction practices and how we can align identity shifting and if it will be right fit for you in the first place. So if you're interested, definitely click on the link in the description below, and I hope I see you there. Till next time, peace.